Welcome back to Kerney-cation. My name is Nate. Thank you so much for joining. We are here today to talk about some of the big news and things that are going on at Cedar Point. So it's currently the off season. So normally if you follow the channel, you're subscribed, you've probably seen me at Cedar Point or another park in the Six Flags Cedar Fair chain. So let's get right into it. So the big news with Cedar Point, we actually heard from the spokesperson for Cedar Point, Tony Clark. He's actually the regional PR for Six Flags now, so congrats, Tony, on that promotion. But the big news that we heard out of Cedar Point, it was actually at the ACE, American Coaster Enthusiast Club. So they have a No Coaster Con every year. It was in Chicago. I think it might be in Chicago every year, but big shout out to Marcus Lashak. I actually saw this on his Twitter, but Tony Clark was there and he did give a presentation. And in that presentation, he did speak to the current status of Top Thrill 2. So if you don't know, Top Thrill 2 was actually closed most of last year in 2024. But the big news that we heard is that it's expected to be open on opening day for 2025. So this is great news. We really haven't gotten a lot of updates. We never really found out why or what happened, why it was closed. So, but Cedar Point, Tony Clark, did mention that the Zamperla, the ride manufacturer, so Zamperla is the person who reimagined Top Thrill Dragster. They are working on the trains. So they have them currently, it sounds like. So Zamperla actually has them. So we actually saw some footage, what was it, on social media? Somebody posted that Top Thrill 2 is testing in the middle of December. So it sounds like, my guess is that they were doing some final tests and then they shipped all the trains over to Zamperla. Zamperla is working on them. We should have them back and hopefully Top Thrill 2 open on opening day. Really looking forward to that. So that's the big news here at Cedar Point, at least this week. So I'm filming this in the middle of January right now. So that's the breaking news of what's going on right now. Other news, in other news, so the other thing that's going on is that Winter Chill Out is coming back. So if you're not familiar, Winter Chill Out is an opportunity for guests to visit Cedar Point and get during the off season and get a behind the scenes look at Cedar Point. So you get to go into employee only areas, see storage, things like that. The thing is, it's in the middle of February, so it's usually very cold. And the highlight this year is you're gonna get a close-up look at Sirens Curse. We're not really sure what that is. I know last year, you got a close-up look at Top Thrill 2, you got to sit in the train, things like that. But this year it's gonna be Sirens Curse. The big news for Winter Chill Out this year is it's not gonna be a lottery. So in previous years, you'd have to say, hey, I want tickets. Everybody goes in a pool and then you'd get an email. People had a chance to buy the tickets and they didn't buy. If they didn't sell all the tickets, you'd get another basically pull until they're gone. So Tony Clark did announce on his Twitter that no lottery this year. So tickets are $100 each. You can buy 4. They go on sale this upcoming week. So I'm filming this the weekend before. It's Tuesday at 10 a.m. Yeah, Tuesday, January 21st at 10 a.m. So in previous years when they've done this, servers have crashed. So we'll definitely be keeping an eye on that. So be ready to hit refresh at 10 a.m. and buy your tickets. So they will sell out. They sell out every year. The great thing is it benefits charity, Kid Again. So that is the second biggest thing going on here at Cedar Point. So we got Top Thrill 2 news. We got Winter Chill Out coming up. So Winter Chill Out will be on February 22nd. I think that's a Saturday. It is an all-day event too. Just be prepared to be walking around. It is a walking tour, and if you are planning to go, and restrooms are limited. Other news. So been keeping an eye on some of the Facebook boards. A lot of people are interested. They did make an update to the early entry page on the website. So we're very curious. They haven't posted it yet, but the 2025 early entry rides, they're working on the list. So last year they actually added Millennium Force, Wild Mouse, and the Boardwalk, so, and Kitty Kingdom. So it was really limited. It wasn't obviously like a bunch of coasters like it used to be. And in order to participate in early park entry, you either need a gold pass with the all park passport, a prestige pass, or you're a resort guest. So summer pass, gold pass, they do not get early entry, and it's 1 hour, I think, so it's pretty good. It was one of my favorite things to do. We had the prestige pass last year, and Saturday morning, it's the best time to use it. Go ride some rides, get out of there at 1 o'clock when it got real busy, especially in the summer. Use the meal plan at least once. Twice is great, right? In other news, so this is a story that's more breaking with major news headlines and less with the enthusiast community, but I've seen a few articles. I don't have all the details about it, but it sounds like that Six Flags, the new parent company of Cedar Point, is removing, I'm trying to say this right, or is no longer going to give returning employees the COVID bonus. So I think, if you worked at Cedar Point, this happened during COVID, and they wanted people to come back to work, they gave you an extra pay bonus on your hourly rate. I have no idea what it is, but it sounds like that is going away. So the big thing for me, I don't really worry about the business logistics too much of Cedar Fair or Six Flags, but the big thing for me is staffing levels. So we've seen Cedar Point use staffing companies in the past, to make sure there's enough employees for the amount of people going. So we're definitely going to be keeping an eye on that this year, especially with this news. Are employees going to return? Are they not going to return? If you are an employee and you're watching this, let us know in the comments below. Like, what do you think? Are you going back? Is this a deal breaker for you? Let us know. But I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on, how are staffing levels this year. The other news, moving on. So we also did see some news about the playground. So for those parents out there, Cedar Point did have a huge playground. It was called Highground. But it closed, 2023, when they closed the Forbidden Frontier. So this was the path. If you've done Hollow Weekends, you've been back there. On the Blood on the Bayou is the walk-through scare zone. But basically, it's off the Frontier Trail. And the Forbidden Frontier used to be a new attraction. I think it opened in 2018, but they closed it in 2022 was the last season, I think. But they had a huge playground back there as part of that whole area. So it's been a huge bummer because I have 2 toddlers. I was like, man, I wish the playground was there. It was just so hard to get to, though. I think that's why maybe they closed that area. I don't really know. But the playground was seen, there's been photos on social media of it in the parking lot. So it looks like they're all together. It doesn't look like they're smashing it, right? At least from the picture I saw. So hopefully that means they're moving it. Are they moving it to a new place in Cedar Point? Are they moving it to the Cedar Point Sports Force Park down the road? Are they moving it to another theme park together? Are they selling it? I don't know. So really interested in where they put this. My kids would love a playground. I would love a playground. Just a great place because I push my kids around in a stroller a lot of times, and they need a place to burn off some energy. So definitely going to be keeping an eye on what they do with the playground. And while we're talking about closures, so if you haven't been following the channel or following news, over the past few seasons, there have been a few closures. So we talked about the Forbidden Frontier. Recently, this past year, they closed Snake River Falls. So they had the last ride for that. That was a planned closure. People got their last rides in. They also closed the ride right next to that, right next to Snake River Falls, called Professor Delbert's Frontier Fling. So we actually got a chance to ride this. Crystal, my wife, and my son rode it. You only had to be 42 inches to ride it, and he rode it. So it was great. I'm glad that we got a chance to ride it before it closed because it wasn't announced. So anybody who didn't get to ride it before this season, it's going to be gone next year. And my guess is they're making room for whatever is going to be in that area near Snake River Falls. So we're going to be keeping an eye on that area. Definitely going to be checking that out on opening day. Also, some other news that we had, there were some posts on social media of a new building permit filed for Happy Friar. So Cedar Point's one of their big things is fresh cut fries. They have 2 locations for it, and one of the locations backed by Gemini roller coaster. They've had some new permits filed. So in the permits, it actually says remodel and expansion. So does that mean it's gonna be, cause it's like an outdoor kiosk, right? You don't go inside and order, it's like a kiosk right off the midway. Like you got a window, you order, you wait. So is it gonna be a new indoor location? Are they scrapping the whole building? It's a huge part of Cedar Point and its history, so I'd really like to see a building where you walk inside, have seating inside, and can get some fresh cut fries. They always do, like right between, what is it, Labor Day and Halloween weekends, they do Fresh Cut Fries Fest. So that's always a big, you know, kind of thing to do on the weekend, right in between those, you know, the summer hours and the Halloween, right, the Halloween weekend stuff. So really interested. We're definitely gonna be checking that out on opening day, see what's going on over there. If it's open for opening day, great. Definitely we're gonna check out and get footage for you guys. All right, 2 more categories, I promise. If you made it this far, thanks so much for watching. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. Hit that like button. It really helps get this content out to other people here on the channel. So thanks so much for watching. If you are back, thank you for returning. We appreciate you watching. But 2 more big buckets for us here. The first one, we did get a list of all the events posted. So on Cedar Point's website, all their events for 2025 are there. So you can start planning your trip to Cedar Point. Especially if you're from like out of state or far away, because I know a lot of people, like unlike some of the other Six Flags parks, like it's a destination, right? So it's on the beach, it's a great time. Breakers is awesome. That's the hotel on property, really cool. But all the events are posted. First one we already kind of talked about was Winter Chill Out, so that's in February. But park opening day is May 3rd. That's a Saturday, and I think it's 10 to 8. I'll drop a link below to all these events in the description. After that, sadly, no Frontier Festival. So last year they did not, Frontier Festival did not return. I really like that event. It was more around Memorial Day-ish, kind of, but has not returned. But the next event that has been announced after that is Coaster Mania. So Coaster Mania is going to be back June 6th. So that's a chance for everyone to get exclusive ride time on the roller coasters. Get there early, stay late, ride some rides. You know, you can definitely hit a ton of coasters that day. So it's a big roller coaster enthusiast event. You usually get like a t-shirt, a boat ride, like an up close look at a coaster. We were supposed to get like, it was a big thing last year because we were gonna be able to ride Top Thrill 2 during Coaster Mania last year, but since it was down, they couldn't. So they did a Steel Vengeance infield anyway. So you got to go into some, you know, check out Steel Vengeance instead. So I am curious on, you know, if they're gonna do anything special for Top Thrill 2 and Sirens Curse. So we'll keep an eye on that itinerary on the website too. After that, we do have Light Up the Point. So this past year was the first time I did it, and the fireworks are really awesome at Cedar Point. So they do 2 days, July 3rd and July 4th, I think. So we were there for one of the days. Traffic wasn't too bad getting out, but we did try to get a jump on the crowd. We were like leaving before they were over. But a big stigma about Light Up the Point is leaving afterwards. Trying to get off the peninsula. Everyone's leaving at once, right? And they're staying late. But it wasn't too bad for us. They do a VIP area on the beach. We did not participate. I think it would be too much for a family of 4, but I think it was like 40, 50 bucks a person, but you got food with that. We already have the meal plan, so, but you get like dedicated seating on the beach. So we're gonna keep an eye on that. Other events that they did announce, Boardwalk Nights is returning. So we did go to the media event for that last year. It was the first time they did it. It was a great event. I really hope they bring that hot dog back. Please bring it. They had like pulled pork, mac and cheese. Definitely something to share between 2 people. I'll put a link to my video up here somewhere. But really excited that event is back. So it was like the old Cedar Point nights before that, which was canceled. Not last year, or last year they did not have it. And then, so last year they had Boardwalk Nights. The year before that, 2023, they did not have it. And then the year before that, they had Cedar Point Nights. But I do have another video of Cedar Point Nights, so I'll put a link up there too, of when we check that out. So I really like the Boardwalk Nights, Cedar Point Nights, the whole outside summer beach party. It's very cool. So that is coming back. And then of course, Halloween weekends is definitely gonna be back. So that is the busiest time of the year at the park. So love it, love the haunted houses. Love the fall vibes at the park. And for Halloween, it is gonna go till November 1st. So it sounds like we're gonna have May 3rd to November 1st this year at Cedar Point. We really can't wait to be back in the park. It's winter. We're ready to be back already. I'm dying here. All right, and so into more news that you might have already heard if you are keeping up to date, but if you haven't, so Cedar Point is getting a brand new roller coaster for 2025, Sirens Curse. So this is a tilt coaster, so you basically go up the hill, you stop, and then it'll like lock in place, and then you'll tilt until you get 90 degrees, and you're still hanging there, and then you go through the ride. Really excited for this ride. The height requirement is 48 inches. So, you know, if anyone has kids like me, it's great because it's not a really high height requirement like some of the other B&Ms out there. But this is a Vekoma coaster. So that's the manufacturer, the person who builds the ride for Cedar Point, right? So really excited for this ride. This is the third new coaster, the third year in a row, basically, that we've gotten a new roller coaster. So we got Wild Mouse in 2023, Top Thrill 2 in 2024, and now Sirens Curse in 2025. So it is a great few years for roller coaster fans at Cedar Point. But really looking forward to this ride. It's going to be right next to Valraven across from Iron Dragon. Cedar Point has started a Sirens Curse Chronicles on YouTube, so check them out, subscribe to Cedar Point, keep an eye out for those. There's been 2 so far. In the first episode, they were laying footers. They are gonna remodel that bathroom, so there's a bathroom right there next to the Cedar Point Railroad before you go, you know, past down towards Millennium Force. That's like right across from Iron Dragon. Those bathrooms were not great, but they are gonna get update. It's probably gonna be something similar to the bathrooms over by Magnum. During the Top Thrill 2 event, I even told Tony, I was like, this is awesome, you updated the bathroom. It's like, they're so nice. So that is actually a big highlight for me. They are also, it sounds like moving Celebration stage. So a lot of the Cedar Point shows are right there on that stage, right by Iron Dragon. That is going away, and they're widening the midway. And then they are also going to be moving the Iron Dragon queue and adding a second queue line. It sounds like a fast lane line or something, but so that is going to look different for next year. So the latest update, so we got before the holidays, we're probably going to see one soon because it's been probably almost a month before we've seen an update. But the last update, the tower was going up. So they were setting the footers before, like the concrete, and now like the actual tilt tower is going up. But we're definitely gonna be keeping an eye on the construction. It sounds like Sirens Curse is not gonna be ready on opening day. That's everything I've been hearing. I'm guessing like summer-ish. What does that really mean? We don't know. It's probably it's definitely not gonna be before, what is that, Memorial Day. So I don't think it's gonna be open before Memorial Day. So it's great news that Top Thrill 2 is actually gonna be open on opening day. So we still will have a new ride, right, on opening day, a big draw for people to show up in May, because sometimes it can be a little bit cold in May. If you've seen any of my videos before on opening day, sometimes I'm bundled up, right, in like a big sweater, a hat, gloves, things like that. But thanks for watching. Again, I really hope you enjoyed this content. If you really enjoyed this type of content, let me know in the comments below. I'm gonna work on editing this and getting it up as soon as possible. But, or if you'd rather have me go live, just comment the word live down below. I'll probably have to suck Crystal into doing it with me, so it's not too boring. But yeah, maybe we can all hang out like once a month or something like that. It would have to be late if we did do it live though. Just, you know, after the kids are asleep, right? But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this content. If you're not subscribed, you know, consider hitting that subscribe button. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.